Hello students, in this session we will discuss the heart, remaining part of the heart. So here at the time of the circulation of the blood or heart beating, lub-dub sound is produced. Lub sound is produced. How the lub sound is produced means closing of tricuspid and bicuspid valves, closing of tricuspid and bicuspid valves to produce a sound that is called lub sound. During the time of heartbeat, what happened? Lub-dub sound is produced. Here tricuspid valve is there, here bicuspid valve is there. This tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve both are after allowing of the blood from the right atria, left atria into right ventricle, left ventricle, then immediately these valves are closed by the cardiac tendinae, so that a sound is produced that is called as the lub sound. The next one, dub sound. How the dub sound is produced? Here also same thing is happened. What is that? Whatever that blood present in the ventricles, right and left ventricles, enter into the pulmonary arteries and also the systemic aorta. After entering into the pulmonary arteries and systemic aorta, immediately what are the valves present in between the right ventricle and pulmonary artery and left ventricle into systemic aorta? Those are called as semilunar valves. Those are immediately closed, so that a sound is produced that is called as the dub sound. So lub-dub sound indicates the contraction and relaxation of the heartbeat. Whenever the heart is continuously beating, then only the closing and opening of the valves are possible. Whenever the lub-dub sound is there, the heartbeat is continuously done. So dub sound will be indicates the closing of semilunar valves. What are that semilunar valves? Pulmonary semilunar valve and also the aortic semilunar valve. What is the valves here? Pulmonary semilunar valve, and here what is the valve it is there? Aortic semilunar valve. These valves are immediately closed after the entering of the blood from ventricles into the pulmonary artery and systemic aorta. Then, what are the blood vessels commonly? What are the blood vessels helpful for the circulation of blood? Whenever the heart is pumping the blood, what are the blood vessels are commonly helpful for the circulation of the blood? So here the common blood vessels, whatever the blood vessels, whether it is the blood vessels are commonly divided into the two types. One is the arterial system, second one is the venule system. Under the arterial system, what are the blood vessels are there? Under the arterial system, the first one is the arterial, then next one venule system. Under the arterial system, the first one is the aorta, it is the largest artery. Then this aorta is subdivided and form as the arteries. Then which are subdivided to form as the arterioles. Then these arterioles also subdivided to form as the capillaries. That is about the arterial system. So here continuously diameter is decreasing. Diameter of the blood vessel is decreases to smaller one. Aorta has a larger blood vessel which is having the larger diameter. Arteries are little bit lesser than the aorta. Then arterioles are little bit lesser. Capillaries are completely the smaller blood vessels. Then if you go for the venule system, under the venule system, the starting one is the capillaries, the smallest blood vessels. Then after that capillaries, then what happened? Venules are there, then veins, then vena cava. Here the diameter of blood vessels are increases. So capillaries are the smaller blood vessels, venules are little bit larger one, then veins are more larger than the venules, then vena cava is the largest blood vessels. Diameter is increases. Diameter is increases. Now, what is the function of arterial system? The function of arterial system is transfer the oxygenated blood from heart to the body parts. So, arterial system major function is heart to body parts, oxygenated blood is transferred. Oxygenated blood transfer from heart to body parts. The next one, what is the function of venule system? It can transfer the blood from body parts. What kind of blood? Deoxygenated blood from body parts to the heart. So that is the major function of arterial and venule system. Whatever that arterial system or venule system, if you do the transverse section, then what are the layers we are commonly observed? So if you do the any blood vessel transverse section, for example arterial system or venule system, we are observed the three layers, three important layers. The wall of the arteries are veins. If you do the transverse section, we observe the three layers. The first one, tiers of blood vessels. The first one is the tunica externa. In this, the tunica externa is present in the outer layer of the blood vessel, which is having the loose connective tissue. Loose connective tissue. In this loose connective tissue, what is there? Collagen is there, elastic fibers, lymph vessels, and nerve vessels are present. Nerve vessels are present. This is about the tunica externa, which is the outermost layer of the larger outermost layer of the blood vessel. The next one, tunica media, is the middle layer of the blood vessel. Tunica media. It is made up of, it is present in where? The middle layer. It is the middle layer of the blood vessel, which is a thick muscle, thick smooth, which is made up of thick smooth muscle. So what are the commonly here? Elastic fibers are there. Elastic fibers are present. Thick smooth muscles having the elastic fibers. Then tunica interna. That means the innermost layer of the blood vessel. So which is having a single layer squamous endothelial cells. Squamous endothelial cells. Along with that squamous endothelial cells, what is their basement membrane is also present. Along with that basement membrane, after that elastic fibers are present. Elastic fibers are present. In tunica externa, along with the basement membrane, elastic fibers also present. This innermost layer, tunica interna, present only in the capillaries. The tunica media and also tunica externa present in the remaining blood vessels. Only in the capillaries this tunica interna is present. Remaining blood vessels all having the three kinds of the layers. But in the capillaries, the third layer, tunica interna only present. That is about the importance of the blood vessels. If you compare the blood vessels, arteries and veins, what is the major differences are there? The arteries carry oxygenated blood to the carry oxygenated blood from heart to body parts. Then veins carry deoxygenated blood from body parts to heart. So this is the major difference. Arteries are thick wall is there. The veins are having thin wall. Arteries having the thick wall. Veins are having the thin wall. Then arteries are having the no valves. Does not have the valves. No valves. Here valves are present. The lumen size is less. Lumen size is less. Lumen size is more. Because of the lumen size less here, blood pressure is more. The pressure present in the arteries are called systolic pressure. Systolic pressure is more. What is the reason? Because lumen size is less. Lumen means the diameter of the blood vessel. Through that diameter of the blood vessel only, what happened? Blood can be circulated, blood can be flowing inside. So the lumen size means diameter of the blood vessel. Diameter is very less. The size of the lumen is very less. That's why the pressure will be more. What is that pressure? Is 120 millimeters Hg. So here lumen size is more. That's why whenever the lumen size is more, blood can be easily flowing, which never come back. For that reason only valves are present. So whenever the blood flows from body parts to the heart, blood never come back. What is the reason? Valves are prevent the backflow of the blood. So here the lumen size is more, that's why blood pressure is less. Slowly blood can be moved. But here lumen size is less, that's why forcibly blood is flowing. And also does not have the valves to preventing of the blood, so that it's very fastly moving from heart to body parts. Here diastolic pressure. Diastolic pressure is there. (80 millimeters Hg). That is about the major differences between the arteries and veins. The next one, what is ECG? ECG means electrocardiogram. ECG means what? Electrocardiogram. What is the meaning of ECG? The electrical activity of heart is going to be represented with the help of a machine that is called electrocardiogram. That is represented, or we are going to be monitored with the help of a machine called as the electrocardiogram. The electrical activity of heart is monitored. Is monitored is or real or recorded. Recorded with the help of a mission is called as the, what is that? ECG. Now the ECG can be represented with the help of a graph. So in this graph we observe the like this. So this is a P wave, this is the Q or S complex wave, this is the T wave. So these are the commonly we observed in the graph. T wave, QRS complex wave and T wave is there. These are the three important waves are there. P wave, it will represents the, what is that? Depolarization of atria. Depolarization of atria. What is the meaning of that? Contraction of atria. Then QRS complex wave. What it represents? It represents the depolarization of ventricles. Depolarization of what? Ventricles. What is the meaning of the depolarization? Relax. I mean the contraction. Contraction of the ventricles. Contraction of ventricles. Then depolarization of atria means what? Contraction of atria. Depolarization of ventricles means contraction of ventricles. Then what is the meaning of T wave? It is a T wave. It is the QRS wave. It is the P wave. T wave represents contraction of atria. QRS contraction of ventricles. T wave contraction of, instead of contraction we should say the relaxation. Relaxation of ventricles. That is called as the repolarization. Repolarization of ventricles. What is the meaning of repolarization? Repolarization means what? Relaxation. Repolarization of ventricles means relaxation of ventricles. Here, contraction of ventricles are QRS complex, contraction of atria is P wave, then contraction of, the relaxation of ventricles are there, relaxation of atria is not recorded in this ECG. Only relaxation of ventricles are there, but not the relaxation of atria. So that is the, what is that? ECG. How it is going to be measured means with the help of the three leads. Three leads are used. So one from the right hand wrist, another from the left hand wrist. The next one is the three legs are used to monitor the ECG, to record the ECG. One leg will be attached to the right hand wrist, another one is left hand wrist, the last one is the left ankle. That means in the leg region, left ankle is going to be fixed to record the ECG. So it is the standard ECG. The functioning of heart we are going to be observed by using of these waves, P wave, QRS wave and T wave. If any abnormalities are there, we understand that the function of heart is not properly there. So what are the abnormalities we are commonly observed? Abnormalities. Abnormalities of heart. What are that? For example, P wave enlarged, and the P wave is enlarged. For example, like this. The P wave is enlarged. Then what is the meaning of that? Atria is enlarged. It is the P wave, then Q, R, S and T. So remaining all other waves are normal, but Q is enlarged. It is nothing but of what? Atria is enlarged. Then Q wave is Q wave enlarged. So Q wave means, if you see the Q wave, so P is as usually normal, then Q is depressed like this, then so remaining waves are same normally there. It's a P, R, S, T. Remaining all other waves are normal, but Q is enlarged. Enlarged means it is a depressed condition. So it represents, what is that? Heart attack or myocardial infarction. The person is suffered by, what is that? Heart attack or myocardial infarction. Then after that Q wave is enlarged, the next one is the R wave is R wave enlarged. Enlarged or elevated. Then what happened? The remaining waves are normal. P wave is normal, Q wave is normal, but R is elevated. P is normal, Q is normal, R is elevated and T is normal. So R is elevated, enlarged means. Then what is the meaning of that? Here nothing but of the ventricles are enlarged. Ventricles are enlarged. Ventricles are swelling. The size of the ventricles are increased. That is the meaning of R wave elevated or R wave enlarged. The next one, we move to the some other abnormalities. For example, P wave is flattened. T wave, if it is flattened, that means here there is no normal wave of the T. So what it indicates? It indicates the, what is that? Coronary artery disease. That means the CAD. The person is suffered by the CAD, coronary artery disease. That means, what is the meaning of that? Insufficient amount of oxygen. That means the less amount of oxygenated oxygen is supplied to, less amount of oxygen supplied to heart muscle. Less amount of oxygen supplied to heart muscle. That is only called as T wave is flattened. Then T wave is elevated. That means the more than the normal. Then it indicates, what is the meaning of that? Hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia. What is the meaning of that? More potassium present in blood. More potassium present in blood. So more than the normal levels, if potassium present in the blood, that is called as hyperkalemia. It indicates, what is that? Abnormal functioning of the heart. So these are the common abnormalities we are observed in the ECG. Based on that, we can understand the abnormalities of heart. Thank you, students. Next session we will continue.